Into the Kentucky PrimaryTrymaine Lee, Kennedy is holding its primary on Tuesday after a month-long delay because of coronavirus, and amid protests across the state, after a young black woman was shot and killed by police in Louisville. The biggest race on the ballot? The Democratic U.S. Senate primary. It's looking a whole lot different than it did just a few weeks ago. For months, Amy McGrath has led in the polls. She's white, a moderate, and a former Marine who narrowly lost a House race in 2018. Amy McGrath, if you look at why many Kentuckians voted for President Trump, for example, they voted for an outsider. They voted for somebody who was gonna shake up the system. He promised to drain the swamp. And, you know, my message is you can't do that until you get rid of Senator McConnell. Lee, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has spent 35 years in Congress. And for many Democrats, McGrath seemed like a strong choice to face off against the Republican incumbent. Then, in March, 26-year-old Breonna Taylor was killed by police in her apartment in the middle of the night. George Floyd's killing followed. The nation erupted in protest, and another candidate started attracting attention. Charles Booker, we're standing up as regular people fighting back for our future, fighting to end generational poverty, address structural racism. And to say that outside consultants will not dictate our future. Lee, State Representative Charles Booker, a 35-year-old black progressive, joined the protests in the streets. His popularity climbed. Booker, but we're also understanding we gotta get to the root. And the fact is a lot of people are struggling in Kentucky. Regardless of whether you're from the hood or from the holler, you've been left behind. Lee, Booker now leads McGrath in a recent poll, but the outcome tomorrow is far from certain. A record number of Kentuckians will be voting by mail, and local officials say they reduced the number of polling places to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Archival Recording, I have concerns that people are gonna literally be sitting on the expressway in traffic, waiting to get in line. Hopefully I'm wrong. Lee, I'm Trymaine Lee, and this is Into America. Today, what Charles Booker's rise reveals about the state of Kentucky politics, and how the pandemic could shape the election. Cassia Herron is the chairperson of Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, a voting advocacy organization. I spoke with her earlier today. Cassia, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Cassia Herron, good morning. Thanks for having me. Lee, so are you surprised about the way things are shaping out in Kentucky? Herron, I've been surprised that it's taken the death of black bodies laying in the streets to get attention to this race. Kentuckians for the Commonwealth is a statewide, grassroots organization that supported Charles Booker early on, in February.